Hello, Betty Croswick here. Well, there's a lot of news floating around on the internet about everything about the balloons being shot out of the sky and to whom do they belong, who sent them. Uh, but it seems that to be settling in on the Chinese that it's their bloody balloons. So we'll see what happens there. Um, we'll also see what's happening in Ukraine with the uptick of Russian advances on different parts of Ukraine and their facilities. Um, and the whole question of electricity and what's going to give us electricity. It seems that we are cutting off our nose to spite our faces, that we don't have anything in place to substitute for the oil and the gas and all of the fossil fuels that have stained us through the years. If there was something in the wings that could keep people warm, that could make the economy grow, that could give us food, gas, power. Nations run on power. And the North American nations and Europe are not very smart about this, I don't think, at all, or else it's deliberate. And it may be deliberate because there is a lot of chatter that the North American banking system and the political elites are chumming up together and are going to deliberately crash the economic system of North America so that, and also Europe, so that people will gladly then turn to the digital currencies they've got waiting for us. Yes, they have these digital currencies all lined up, but they have to have some things that will in place first. And one is all of everybody who lives in the Western worlds, they have to have their all of their information. And I think Canadians got a taste of this when through the airports last summer when people were just trying to get home, but found it increasingly hard to get home unless they gave up all of their information to the questioners at the airport, and the ones who resisted, well, they were put in the go sit in the back row, so to speak, and wait. You take extra time if you're not going to just give us all your information. So we saw what happened there, but that is the nature of the digital currency that is coming at us. And we see some foretaste of this in how the central banks are. Uh, there are so many different views from the central banks that you don't know what to think about the money, and that's, I think, deliberate because they do know what is happening. They are going to crash the economy because it's such a mess that there's nobody or nothing that can save it but global digital currency coming out of the Davos crowd. That's the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Charles Schwab, George Soros, King Charles, all of these rich people, very rich people. And so rich, they decided that they are going to just take charge of the economy because it's time. It's time. And the central banks say it's time. And the central banks have become such an incestuous group through many intermarriages that it's as if they all have one mind, and that mind is how to squeeze the last penny out of their struggling citizens. That's their single mind. And what will they have to give in order to make sure that the citizens don't object to eating crickets and object to not having any vote, because that will be, effectively taken away. Every facet of our freedoms will be taken away because we are the the unwashed masses, the baskets of deplorables, as Hillary Clinton called us. That speech resonates in my mind to this day of what the superior people think of at least half of the United States, and maybe even more so in Canada. I don't know for sure. It's hard to tell by polls. And but anyway, the banking system has got things firmly mapped out, and the politicians that sleep in the same bed with them are also have things firmly mapped out. Justin Trudeau and Biden and the president of Mexico are all in the same bed. So let me read to you again from the Declaration of North America, which was signed by Trudeau and Brandor and Biden. And it's under the heading of regional security. This is very recent. It was December the 10th this year that this was signed. And it says, and I want to get this right, so I'm going to read it. Our security corporation will continue to abide by our common understanding that respect for human rights and the rule of law contribute to a more secure North America. Our security corporation includes actions to disrupt criminal actors and associate crimes across our shared border, including, now listen to this, including money laundering, child sexual exploitation, firearms, and human trafficking. We are also taking a consistent approach to the collection, use, processing, retention, and protection of passenger name record. This is called the PNR. Data to strengthen our shared security perimeters and the safety of our citizens, including advocating for the global adoption of standards and recommended practices of the International Civil Aviation Organization of PNR data. That's right. They're into data collection. They got to have this data. Without the data, they can't effectively get control of the population. Uh, Population has got to be controlled. To control it, they have to have all this data. And in order to sign on to the digital currency that they're offering in place of a free life, they have to have that. And so that thing at the disruptions at the airport, with people just trying to get home, was a trial run of what the digital currency is going to be. You have to give them all of your data, and without it, you may starve to death. You won't get your crickets. So they think they have a winning hand, but I don't know. I wouldn't disallow the guts of Canadian citizens. I really wouldn't, especially Alberta, Saskatchewan seem to be really riled up about it. So it's not over yet. It's not done yet. So we'll see what happens. More next time. Bye. Look at the my written word below. Okay. Bye.